Hello YouTube, today is July 6th. This is Vince doing a garden update before the rain comes. And you can see we've done quite a bit here. These buckets were filled with these radishes and assorted herbs and brassicas. So these buckets here were in these buckets here, if we remember from the last video, and we pulled them out and put them in different buckets with holes in them to get them out of the way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buckets have been dug up with the spade, pulled out. Also this bush here, this is a fruiting, what's the name of this bush?
Blackberry or mulberry?
Mulberry. Sorry, I forgot the name. It's a mulberry. Here's the garden bed real quick, and then we'll get back to the bucket system. It looks kind of blurry. Sorry, let me just do this. I don't know what. I already wiped it off once. Okay, hopefully that's better. Anyways, mulberry, Suzanne, Charlie, tomatoes. More tomatoes have been planted. Just put some grass clipping mulch over top. Lettuce is dying off. Nasturtiums are coming in good. These strawberries, I forgot to tell you, are actually kratky hydroponic buckets. And I have an air line here that I'm not using. Could also be a drip line. But here's the other one. It's doing better. Very efficient on water. This one's been very productive. Anyways, back to these buckets. As I showed you last time, there's sub-irrigation. They each have a valve. I believe it is the smaller hose, I want to say 3/4 inch outside diameter. So this is what it looks like in the bucket. This is the one that the mulberry plant was in, and the roots went all the way down. There's usually 2 inches of this hydrotone pebble, and you could use any kind of stone. You could use vermiculite, river rock, whatever's available and affordable for you. But you want about 2 inches of stone in here that will stay wet and then wick up, and that'll keep the roots from rotting the stones. And also you can run a hose in there and oxygenate it, because I was worried about root rot, but that's really not necessary. It might help a little bit, can't really say for sure. I've done a bunch of experiments with both, but basically just the rock and some kind of wicking medium, cocoa coir mixed with part worm castings is what I use with amendments. You could probably also use a peat moss based substrate. And anyways, the star of the show today are these cucumbers I've planted, and they're doing quite well, especially since going in the buckets. This tomato's been in here a while, but it was shaded out by the mulberry here, so it should take off now. And we freed up several other buckets. I'm still deciding what exactly to put in them, but that's what it looks like with the I put a little bit of grass. But that's the soil texture, and it gets wetter as you go down. And it's quite wet down here, and you could kind of smell the anaerobic bacteria. But up top, it's nice and fluffy, and that's nice because it keeps evaporation down and also pests down, with it being more dry at the top. You can see how dry it is right at the top here, and you see some slow release pellets there that I use. I believe it's called Osmocote. It's a general purpose slow release organic fertilizer. And I'll also mix in some we have a rabbit now, but I used a little bit of rabbit from their cage, the manure, and you can use that as a cold manure. You can put that right in small amounts like a worm casting. But I'll use that in worm castings with whatever I have available. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to even do that. You could just use coco coir. You could probably use any potting soil. This had mint in it, and I believe the mint is over there. We can still see the mint roots. See if it smelled like mint. I know when I was transplanting the cucumbers, the roots smelled just like a fresh cucumber. And I had to be very careful because cucumbers do not like being transplanted. So you have to be very gentle with the roots and do not let them get root bound. Transplant them right away. And so these are where they're gonna stay, is in the bucket system now. From a smaller pot, I'll usually go from the gallon to a 2-gallon and then to the 5-gallon. But you could go straight into it as long as you're getting enough water. You might have to hand water if you're planting seeds. All this was from seeds, all the buckets that were in here, and these cucumbers I started indoors with seeds. The mulberries I ordered online, and they're 2 years old now. But here's the mint that was in there, and mint will take over wherever you plant it. So I actually planted some up front, and we'll maybe show that in another video. These need water. They dry out really fast, but this is kind of what was in the buckets. It's the radishes, and I know it looks kind of weedy. The flowers are delicious. I eat those every day. It's antioxidants. They have a radish taste. And then the yellow flowers are a broccoli or some sort of brassica that has a broccoli taste. Very good. Munch on the flowers, get your antioxidants. And then the seeds I'm going to save for microgreens inside, and that'll be for another video. So if